The University of Huddersfield, inspiring tomorrow's professionals.
My name is Simon. I'm a nuclear physicist in the Accelerator Institute at the University of Huddersfield. I'm doing my PhD research. I'm looking at developing a low-energy neutron source that can be used for security applications. In security, there's a big problem where if you've got a big container full of stuff and you pass X-rays through it, you get a sort of cluttered two-dimensional image where anything which is very low density, like clothes and food, you just don't really get much at all. And any high density materials like machine parts, cars, they block the X-rays really well. If you use neutrons, you can get a lot more information. You can actually break that container down into three-dimensional volumes. Within each volume, you can identify what the material is. And your operator, who was looking at a single screen with just that difficult image, suddenly gets a 3D picture where the computer can analyze everything within it, remove the things that should be there, and they just see a few little blobs with things that maybe shouldn't be there. That, this container full of clothes actually has something that looks a little bit like alcohol and something else that might be a bomb. They know where it is and probably what it is. And that means that when it comes to searching it, it becomes a lot safer because you just know you need the bomb people to go here and the drugs people to go here, and that's about it. I really like science outreach. There's not enough out there to enthuse young people about science. And I find, particularly in physics, it has a sort of an atmosphere to it where people think it's this scary, intimidating subject full of weird people that don't really understand the outside world. And it's just not true. The Big Bang Theory that is quite a good example of how people view physicists. And it's not entirely realistic. It is a caricature. And I like to explain what I do and why I'm enthusiastic about science. And I want to try and get that across to young people. And the younger you get them interested, and the faster you do that, the more likely it is that they'll keep that interest in science and carry it on and end up studying it later in life. And we need people to do that. We need people to have this interest and enthusiasm. And I kind of think if I can help with that and contribute, then I should. I've been involved in a couple of outreach things in the past. When I was doing my undergrad, I did an outreach program with primary schools called the Galactic Gig. And for that, I dressed up as Einstein and did a little stage show with an alien called Juby, teaching them all about planets and sound and that kind of things. And then after that, there was a few demonstrations and stuff showing them sound waves and angular momentum and different physics concepts. And they came up with some brilliant questions. Questions I hope don't come up. No, I don't think there is. I think that it's a bit of a cliche, but the idea that there's no such thing as a bad question. I think if someone wants to know something, that's good. Am I likely to win? I don't know. I really hope so. It would be really good for me, for my ego, if nothing else. But there's 4 other physicists in there some of whom have a lot more experience in outreach than me. But I would like to win. I think it would be really good for me and for the university, because of course, if I'm doing outreach on behalf of the university, then it'll get people interested in what we do. So I hope so.